Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing this LaLanne power juicer. So this is the most popular type of juicer, which is a centrifugal juicer. Centrifugal just means that the blade spins in order to extract the juice. So LaLanne juicers were really popular when they first came out, and I really do feel like this LaLanne juicer has a lot of benefits over other centrifugal juicers even. Number one, it's a lot more quiet. Number two, it has a much larger blade, which means that you can use a lot more juice more quickly. And number three, it has a more powerful motor. So we've tried a lot of other centrifugal juicers, and I feel like we always end up coming back to this one. It's just kind of our go-to. So before we get started, I just want to give you a little comparison to another centrifugal juicer that we do have. This is a little bit lower price point, but you can definitely tell in how it juices fruits and vegetables. So you can see size-wise here, this one does have a larger motor. This one does have a bigger reservoir for all of your scraps. As you can see, this one right here is a little bit smaller. And this one overall is better quality. There's more stainless steel on it. This one's a little bit more plastic. And then I do want to show you the blade size difference. So I'm just going to take this off. And then I will take this one off as well. So you can see just the blade size right here. The blade size is about this big, and then you can see the blade size here is quite a bit larger. So that does make a huge difference when you are juicing every day. This one also handles harder vegetables so much better, like a sweet potato, for example. You're gonna have a really hard time juicing it in here versus in this LaLanne juicer, it can handle anything that I put into it. So another thing that I wanna compare is the noise level. It might not be a big deal to some people, but to others, it is kind of a big deal. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you the noise comparison. I'm gonna start out by doing this ease hold really quick, this one. Okay, now I'm gonna show you the LaLanne. I mean, there's kind of a big difference. So before you start juicing, the first thing you're always gonna do is prep your fruits and vegetables so that everything's ready, and then you can just start the process of juicing. It's gonna be a lot easier that way. Something that you have to take into consideration when you're using a centrifugal juicer is you want to cut your fruits and vegetables to the size of the chute. That's a huge benefit of this LaLanne power juicer, is that the chute is 3 inches wide, so it is really large. For example, I have this gala apple. This, if I wanted to, I could stick this entire thing in the chute and it would juice it up. I do want to take the seeds out, so I'm not going to do that, but if you have fruits or vegetables that are around that size, you really don't have to cut them down much. For example, this large carrot, you don't have to cut it down because it's going to fit right in there. That's another huge benefit to using a centrifugal juicer over a cold press juicer in the long run, is that you're gonna spend so much less time prepping your fruits and vegetables. So, I mean, it is something to consider. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead, and only cutting that I have to do is I'm gonna cut my apples in half, take the seeds out, and I'm gonna cut this lemon up a little bit because I don't want an entire lemon in my juice. So I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna do the rind and everything. So it's gonna cut this in half. And the rind is going to test the power of the juicer. Some juicers can't handle much of anything hard like this, so we will see how it does with that. Something that I like to do, I know this is not for everybody, but for me, cleanup is huge. So this makes cleanup a lot easier if all of my scraps can go into a bag, and then I can take them from there into the compost or wherever I'm going to put them in my garden. So it's just makes it a lot easier cleanup overall. So I'm just going to set that up. That way, after I'm all done, I can just take that bag, wrap it up, and don't even have to think about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the hardest thing, which is going to be these carrots. This is a pretty large carrot as well, and this would make me really nervous on some of my other centrifugal juicers because it really wears on the motor. But like I said, this motor is a beast, and it's going to take it just fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on and get started. pineapple. Half a lemon next. I'm just gonna go ahead and stick all 3 of these in there for good measure. So another thing that I really like about this juicer is it does have a stopper right here. As you can see, the juice will continue to trickle out just drip by drip, and I can just flick this up and it's going to stop the juice from dripping out, which is really nice if you are juicing for your kids and then you want to take a little break and then you're going to juice for yourself in a minute. You're not quite done. It's kind of a nice feature. Okay, so this is the juice. That was all of those fruits and vegetables right here. You can see there's not a lot of sediment on the bottom, which is a really good sign. So I like to put a straw in here and just mix it up a little bit and take a sip. It is so refreshing. Oh my goodness. That's really good. I highly recommend that recipe if you want to try that at home. All right, so the last most common question I get about juicers is, what does the pulp look like afterwards? So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. I'm gonna take the pulp out, so we can see how much juice was extracted out. You can usually get a good idea of that based on how wet or dry the pulp is. So I'm just gonna show you here. Okay, so you can see it is pretty dry. There is a little bit of moistness. You can see that it's making my fingers a little bit wet, but other than that, it's really good for a centrifugal juicer. So you can see all the different fruits and vegetables that I did blend. There's not any big chunks of fruits or vegetables that were left in here. There's a couple of celery fibers. There's a little bit of apple skin, but other than that, there's really nothing in here, so that's nice. So overall, my favorite parts of this Jack LaLanne power juicer is that number 1, you can juice hard fruits and vegetables. You don't have to prep them that much, which saves so much time. And number 2, I really love the noise level of this. It's by far the quietest centrifugal juicer that I have ever tried. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a link in the description down below so you can go check this Jack LaLanne power juicer out yourself. If you found this review useful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more. Thanks for watching, bye.